Let's get this show on the road. Zebra! With the 47-monther! On a 45-month streak, baby. Cubic. It runs in the family. I'm Andes Komeji. Everybody make sure you get Final Fantasy VII Rebirth out January 29th. Thank you, Andes Komeji. Thank you for the plug. Didn't know you were a fan. Oh yeah, I love that Kate Sith guy. Robots for everyone? Or what? Hey, what's up, Kingo? Do I sound like a robot? I love how polygonal they all are. That's not a spoiler, Will. That wasn't a spoiler. Oh, because of cubics. Raw. Andes Komeji is an entertainer. So I was like, I don't know, who would he like? Cubics raw. Alright. Let's get going. Welcome to the stream. Continue! Cubics Yu-Gi-Oh! Though. Cringe. Agreed. Yo, what's up, Comb? Alright, so last time we started the trial. And then they were like, oh, well, we gotta get this smoking hot Adrian Andrews in here. Alright, we'll do it again tomorrow. Let's wrap it up, folks. And then we were like, shoot. But then Edgy the homie was like, I've got it right here. I've already prepared the witness. Thank you, Edgeworth. I'm hoping that there is more, that there will end up being more to this trial, because I need to come up with a the people versus bit. But I just haven't been able to like come up with a good one for this trial. So maybe there'll be more to it. That I can come up with something. I don't want to just do like the people versus Tokusatsu 2 or something. Hey, he edged all over him. Oh, that edge. It's good to have him back at the pre. The pre and edge, they go hand in hand, pal. Alright. What's up to Will, Zebra, Kingo, Comb? How's everybody doing? Let's get going. Dude, I can't believe that. Adrian, like, no way. Not cool and collected Adrian Andrews. And Isaac. She is your manager. It would have been very easy for her to pull this off. The only person who had easy access to the knife you used at dinner was, well, her. So after the ceremony, during the break, huh? Or what, dude? I love those chicken emotes. But don't you kind of think it's weird that they're still in their, like, winter seasonal form? I mean, I guess it's still winter, but, like, the season's over, dude. You know, it's February. Batty. I was sleeping like a log the entire time. She had just finished reading me a bedtime story. Pio goes to the beach. It was like so good, dude. See, she could have also easily planted that blood-covered button in your Hakama. Because she was the one that came to wake me up? Then, dude, you're saying it really was her? Wow. I better call her. Yes, she is the real killer. She was the one who murdered Juan Corrida. Well, that seems a little... Seems like that could not be the case still, but alright. Well, while we're jumping, you want to play some hopscotch? But why? I thought she was buds with Juan. She has her own agenda. Her own agenda? What are you talking about? I don't know what that word means, dude. I'm sure you'll figure it out by the time the trial's over. It'll be alright. I'll get you acquitted by the end of today. Get me a verdict that's refreshing like a spring breeze, okay, Mr. Lawyer, dude? Peeboo the Slightly Cracked Egg, is that the book he was reading? Phoenix. Oh, Mia. Hi, how are you? You think her motive is related to Celeste Impax's missing suicide note, right? Yes. Miss Andrews depended on Miss Impax as her strength and reason to live. No! Stop showing me this! Why does she not have shoes on? But then Miss Impax suddenly killed herself. Sounds like she left a suicide note and the person thought to have hidden it is Juan Corrida, the victim of this murder. And that's why I think that Miss Andrews got close to Mr. Corrida. All to get the suicide note back. That sounds plausible. But one thing bothers me. What? Who was it that first told us about their relationship? Better stated, Miss Andrews' dependency issues with regards to Miss Impax? Shoot! It was Edgeworth. Did he set us up? It looks like he's still the one in command of this ship. Shoot! Don't let your guard down yet. Jesus, can you, like, button up a little there, Mia? There are children in this courtroom. Probably. There shouldn't be. What? It's a 21 plus courtroom. Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, there should not be children in here. That's all right. That's all right. It's 21 and up to get into the courtroom. That's why Pearl can't ever be here. Holy fucking shit. Did you see them take that child out of here and throw him out the window? Oh, good thing too. Now we can all swear, right? Yeah, fuck yeah. Court will now reconvene. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, if you please. The prosecution calls the witness subpoenaed by this court. Miss Adrian Andrews, the person who discovered the crime in Mr. Juan Corrida's room. Ah! Still got that card. Oh? What is your occupation? I am the manager of the defendant in this case, Mr. Matt Ongard. I see. Humana, 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 ooga, ooga. Miss Manami, my frying pan. Bonk, 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 bonk. Thank you, dearie. Now then. Before we begin, Your Honor, I have one request. Yes, sure. What is it? Anything for you. I'm sure everyone in this room is wondering the same thing. Am I single? The answer... yes. Ah! And would love to find out... oh. More about my I saw the word relationship and I just almost lost my mind. Would love to find out more about my relationship with the victim. So you're saying there's a chance? After all, it was the topic of a certain weekly magazine recently. No, I have no idea what you mean. I've never even heard of Gossipland. Oh, judgy. Miss Manami, have you heard of PenIsland.com, by the way? Oh, no. Judge, no! Nick knocks the phone out of her hand. If the judge was ever a prosecution witness, he'd do all my work for me. Anyway, I was wondering if you could please tell us about your relation to the victim. Yes, I was seeing Mr. Corrida. Oh, I was also aware of the rivalry that existed between Matt and Juan. But this was a private matter between Juan and myself. Oh. So it was a fry and bait matter. Or was that bait and fry? Reminds me of fishing. Is he trying to make it? Is he actually making a sex joke? Some kind of fish and chips metaphor, maybe? Hook, line, and sinker? But I didn't kill him. No one is accusing you of that. Except the defense, apparently. I think there's someone who would beg to differ. Yo, what's up, K-Man? Yes, I think we all understand your relationship with the victim, Miss Andrews. Do you perhaps have relationships with any other men or women? Or men and women? Very well, then. Witness, please testify to the court. About what happened when you discovered the murder that had taken place, Finger. Oh, when I found the body? It was time for the show to start, so I went to get Matt from his room. After that, I went to Juan's room. And there was his dead body. I was in shock. What I saw was, naturally, the exact same scene as in the crime scene photo. How the Edgeworth Stole Christmas was a Buddy Road. That was a stream title from the first game. I felt as though I was about to faint, so I poured myself a glass of juice. As you do, when you discover a dead body. Like, oh my Jesus Christ, I need some tomato juice this instant. Pour. Makes sense to me. You poured yourself a glass of juice? Yeah, Big Juice did. Definitely bought her out. Yes. Sadly, I didn't remember not to touch things at the scene of a crime. And I disturbed the crime scene by moving this one thing. And that is when the fingerprints on the wine glass were made, Your Honor. I see. Well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. I don't know why you would. She's just too pretty to ever have lied. Phoenix. She is one cool and collected customer, and she has the brains to match. And the looks, too. Oh, absolutely. Yes, I know. In order to catch a person like her, you have to avoid head-on confrontations. You should disrupt her pacing. Disrupt her pacing? She's the type of woman who is easily thrown off by things inconsistent with her thinking. So, present a bunch of bullshit at her. Gotcha. So you have to attack when she least expects it. The instant you let up on your offense is the instant this trial is over. Understand? Okay, Mia. Nick could never be distracted by the sexiness of a woman. He works with Mia fucking Fey. I want to say, oh god, that's right, they don't fill your health back up. Jenks is the master of this. Then again, so is Date Zebra. He was all over the place in his questioning. Never stuck to one topic. Jumped all over the place. And what was Mr. Engarde doing at the time? He was taking a nappy. She looks so funny here. He was worn out from his many performances as the Nickel Samurai during the ceremony. Mr. Ongar did say he was taking a nap. And I guess you could say it could not have been taken out of his... Wait. And I guess you could say it could not have been taken out of his room, yes? Excuse me? It? What are you... Right. I thought years of school would have taught you how to construct a sentence. If you can't make a sensible sentence with a subject, then I'll make one for you. Watch. Did you, Miss Andrews, remove Mr. Onguard's knife from his room? Raw. Hell yeah. No. Subject, verb, object. Right. Did you skip basic grammar? The witness may continue. He fucking just owned us. Or perhaps you need this, and he throws us a book of P.O.'s grammar. You bastard! I should have taken damage from that. Edgeworth calling her an object. And why did you do that? As a friendly gesture, Juan was to make an appearance with the other heroes. So the show was supposed to be a show of friendship, huh? No. Is that the only reason? No, it wasn't. I beg your pardon? What are you implying? You had a certain goal in mind when you started to get close to him, correct? So perhaps you had a more personal matter to discuss with the victim? Sorry, but I didn't have any such intentions in mind at that time. Can't get her to talk without a strong piece of evidence, I guess. May we continue now? Witness, what did you see when you got to his room? You were in shock? What? Was I not supposed to be? She's a very calculating person. And despite how close they were, I doubt she had romantic feelings for Mr. Corrida. Anyone randomly stumbling upon a dead body would be in shock. You can't seriously expect that a young beauty like her would not be shocked. He gets it. Edgeworth shooting a shot? Somehow, I don't think beauty has anything to do with being shocked or not. Yes, she is quite fetching. This is the photo you're referring to, correct? Photograph! Yes, the one with the knife lodged in his chest. And the guitar case was like this, too? Yes, it was open and empty, of course. And then what did you do next, witness? This is what we... Obviously. Juice? Yes, there was a bottle of tomato juice on the table, so I helped myself. Is there any clown animation? People got magazine implied straight. Not really, but law. Right, because everybody ships Phoenix and Edgeworth, right? But you didn't drink any of it, did you? Huh? Yes, you poured yourself a glass of juice and then just sat it down. There were no lip marks left on this wine glass to suggest that anyone drank from it. I probably did. I wasn't feeling terribly great, so I set the glass down, without drinking it. Miss Andrews, I would like to confirm with you one more time. That's one that Clussy, that sounds familiar. When you discovered the dead body of Juan Corrida, you were in great shock, right? And that's when you poured yourself the glass of juice, correct? And what of it? My mind really was a complete blank at the time. Your mind was a complete blank? I didn't think that was possible for you. Aren't you rude today? I was so dazed that I made one careless mistake. That one thing. What one thing? Oh, never mind. It's no big deal. Why wouldn't you just say the glass of juice? But also, even then, saying that that was a mistake would be awful sus. Oh, she's starting to say just now? Miss Andrews! I'm convinced that, as you said, you made a mistake at the scene of the crime. What I really want to know is what this mistake was. Actually, so would I. I'm sorry, it's kind of embarrassing. When I set the glass down on the dresser, I accidentally knocked the flower vase over. Oh, Miss Adrian Andrews-Steiner. Holy fuck, look at her ass! I mean, flower vase? Are you talking about the one on the floor in the crime photo? That was people in the audience, not me. This mess of glass shards? It was originally on top of the dresser, but when I bumped into it with my elbow, it fell onto the guitar case. Why did you withhold such an important piece of information? I'm sorry. I thought that since the crime scene was already in disarray, the people would simply assume the vase was just another part of the mess. Looks like yet another fact has come to light here. Please add this and anything else you have to reveal in your testimony. I'm sorry, but I have nothing more to add. I didn't touch anything else. The Edgeworth dots. I guess if you were about to faint, you might be like, well, let me get something to drink. I guess that's reason enough. So what kind of flower vase was it? It was a glass vase, and it was fairly big and heavy. Thought it would try to take Juan's pulse. Check his pulse, Yugi. So I set the glass I was holding down on the dresser. And that's when my elbow accidentally hit the vase. That's odd. I thought she was always in total control of herself. That's what you would like people to think. Always be mindful of the gap between your perception and reality. Oh, that's a good one, Miss Faye. Oh, you're welcome, Miss Minami-san. She's gonna tell that to Mira when she gets home. Doesn't sound like there's any glaring contradictions in her testimony just now. I warned you earlier that she would not crack so easily. The only way to make her is to keep on the offensive and not let up. She's gonna catch her with some very strong, decisive evidence. Have to find something, I just have to, for Maya's sake! Does she know? Shoot! Well, I have ideas. So you knocked the flower vase over where it fell onto the guitar case. So that feels important, right? I think it's probably this. Empty, there is some water, but only on the top of the lid. If the guitar case was... She said she found the scene just like how it is in the photo, right? That's the wrong photograph. And the guitar case is clearly open. So if she knocked water over, how could water get on top of the case, on top of the box, attached to the string, attached to the cup? I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try presenting guitar case here. You testified that you knocked the flower vase over. Is this correct? I think we got her. I think we got her! Yes. And are you sure it fell onto the guitar case? Is there some problem with what I said? Uh-oh! Stinky! It's not some problem, it's a major problem. It's true that the top of the guitar case was wet with water. However, that's exactly what is so strange. Miss Andrews! You testified that the vase fell onto the guitar case. However, poosh. Spiral energy! If that were true, the case should have gotten wet on the inside, not the outside! Oh my god, holy fucking shit. That's very true. Furthermore, there's one other strange thing about this guitar case. And what is that? Let's take another look at the crime scene photo. The remains of the vase are scattered on the floor. And what is wrong with that? If the guitar case was open when the vase fell, the glass shard should be inside, not outside the case. Yeah, I guess, maybe. What is your point, Wright? That the case was closed at the time the vase was knocked over? Is that all? No. No. Think back to what she testified to. She said that other than the vase, she didn't touch anything else. Yes, that's right. She did implicitly say she didn't touch the guitar case. But this whole matter with the guitar case is a dead end. The bright red guitar was found at the studio. It has no bearing on this case at all. That may very well be. However, he's still got the spiral activated. The empty guitar case does seem to have no relation to this case, doesn't it? Seems that there is no deeper meaning to the guitar case. Well, Mr. Wright, do you think we need to hear more details about the guitar case? I'm still gonna make her testify. Fuck it. The empty guitar case. I believe this is a crucial piece of the puzzle. I can't believe anyone would reach for straws like this, but it is you. Can't believe I'm doing this either. Smack her. Alright, I'll follow along for now, as he plops his Glock down on the top of the bench. Miss Andrews, please testify to the court about the guitar case. Yes, Your Honor. Oh, who, me? I don't remember too clearly because I was a bit dazed. I suppose I must have opened the guitar case after I knocked the vase over. It's not a big deal though, right? The case was empty after all. As for why I opened the case, even I don't know. Cope. Looks like this really wasn't a very important point. This wastefulness is such a familiar feeling by now that it's almost comforting. Anyway, I'll just go ahead and start the cross-examination. Using anyway to change the topic, a convenient escape for a weak man. Raw. I've missed him so much. Guitar! Suppose I must have opened the guitar case after I knocked the vase over. Interesting. Well, you see... Are you sure you're the one who opened the guitar case? Oh! She's waiting for someone to tell her if she should answer or not. Sounds like her dependent side is taking over. Well, Miss Andrews? Yes, it was me. Interesting. She's breaking. So you opened the guitar case then? Yes, well, maybe. Yeah, I guess we'll see if there is an actual, if there's any like relation to this case about like the shooting if it's connected to the kidnapping or something, or if it is just like, yeah, I don't know, we wanted to do one with Edgeworth, so they had to write Franny out for some reason. I'll be a little disappointed if that's the case, but fingers crossed. Well, maybe. Why did you open the guitar case? Huh? Mr. Corrida's dead body was right there in front of you, wasn't it? I would think that the first thing you would do is call for help, not open the guitar case. Speculation. Leading. Cope. Cringe. L. Ah! You're right! Pop, pop, pop. As the witness has said multiple times, when she found the dead body, she was dazed. And confused. Right. Maybe I was curious to know if the bright red guitar was alright or not. I thought maybe the criminal took it. Why would she care about the bright red guitar case? But getting back on topic. Was it really empty? I was just wondering if maybe when you opened the case, yawn, the guitar was still inside. How long have you been a lawyer, Mr. Wright? Have a little professionalism, for God's sake. The bright red guitar was found at the studio. These trials will be over in half the time if you would just pay attention. Shoot, he's talking to me. Yes, pay more attention, Mr. Wright. Judge! Sorry. Was that because you were shocked and dazed at the discovering of the victim's body? Yes, that's probably it. I'm not gonna get anywhere if I continue pressing her like this. The way to make her talk is with evidence. Guess I should give it a try. Shoot. Can't afford to let up on her now. Wasn't planning on letting up, but she's at her weakest now, so this is our chance. Ask her out on a date, Nick. What? I mean, sorry, Pearl took over. Present some evidence. Yeah, if we had a weapon to hit her with. I'm sure a weapon is hiding somewhere in the court record, waiting to be found. Thank you, Mia. Dempsey roll. Sylvie roll. Alright. Oh god, I have no idea what we're going to present here. Must have opened the guitar case after I knocked the vase over. They didn't find her fingerprints on it. It's got Corrida's fingerprints. Yeah, if it had her fingerprints on it, it would say so, because they've got her on somewhere else. They dusted that whole room, remember? They covered the whole fucking thing in dust. I think that's what we're doing. Let's go! We're on a roll tonight, gamers. There's no way you were the one who opened the guitar case! They dusted the entire room, Jerry! Yo, what's up, Naff? The whole room? The whole room! Why would you say that? It's elementary, my dear. Because the only fingerprints on this guitar case are those of the victim. She starts doing Nemo pop. What is it, Miss Andrews? You shouldn't assume that I must have left prints just because I touched the case. What do you mean? What if I were to tell you that I was wearing gloves at the time? Our story. Gloves? Well, but your fingerprints are on the glass, lady. We've already established this. Why would you be wearing gloves at the time? It was the night of the award ceremony. I was wearing a trendy hipster outfit. So of course I dressed up for the occasion. Yes, now I remember. I'm almost sure I was wearing a pair of thin gloves. I see. You got any pics? Love to see you in this outfit, Miss Andrews. Well, Mr. Wright, it seems the witness was wearing gloves at the time. I believe her implicitly. You were wearing gloves? Isn't that a little strange? Why is that strange? Yo, what's up, Tamal? Oh, Tamal. Oh, shoot. I got some bad news for you. Do you have something that would prove I was not wearing gloves at the time? I have your proof right here. I got your proof right here. This wine glass. The wine glass? A wine glass. You left your fingerprints very clearly on this wine glass. Even if you took your gloves off when you poured yourself this glass of juice, wouldn't you think it was just a little strange? If I showed you this, would that mean anything to you? That you put your gloves back on just to open the guitar case. Ah, her glasses! Oh, she's got another pair. Oh my god, she's so vulnerable right now. Somebody swoop in. Order, order, order. Nobody's swooping in here but me. Looks like you hit the nail on the head this time. What do you mean? Just a fucking bullet tearing through her. Real fucked up. They got her ass. I believe that guitar case plays a very important role here. But it's just an empty case. I wonder if it really was empty, though. Didn't they say that he always kept the guitar on him or something? Was that maybe where he had the suicide note? Do I not have a photo of the Jammin' Ninja or whatever? I guess maybe not. But the guitar! The bright red guitar was at the studio! Phoenix, drop all your presumptions. What was in the guitar case was not the bright red guitar. You don't mean it was a bright white guitar? Wait, no, that's not right either. I've got the Nickel Samurai. Got the article. Got the hotel map. I don't think I do. Guitar case. Crime photo. Lada's photo. I think I took a screen. Did I take a screen cap of it? I might have taken a screen cap of it. Oh, I have this sorted incorrectly. I was trimming down some old videos. Doom Eternal Raw. Maybe I don't have a screen cap of it. Doom Eternal still. Oh wait, yes I do. Raw. Yeah, we've seen it a bunch of times. Smack it! I admit it would be unnatural for someone to do that. So the witness was not wearing gloves, despite the fact that she told me she was. Disappointing. You owe me. Your Honor, this is obviously the defense's usual misdirection tactic at work. Steer the court towards an unrelated topic and lull us all into his misguided... Just shut up! No, 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 Your Honor. Please recall that Miss Andrews had testified that the vase fell onto the guitar case, which means that the case was closed when the crime took place. However, it is wide open in this photo of the crime scene. I'm sure this guitar case has some relation to the murder. If you're so sure, right, then I'm sure you can somehow substantiate your outrageous claim, correct? Please enlighten us as to why that guitar case has anything at all to do with this murder. Can you do that, Mr. Wright? Well, not without saving first, just in case. Let's suppose for a second that the bright red guitar was not the only thing that could have been in the case. Right, Mia? And then what do I say? The bright red guitar not being the only thing. Was there kind of like a white guitar or something in there? You don't mean to suggest that a bright black guitar... You don't mean to suggest that a big black Objection! So you intend to push your theory that the case was not empty, is that it, right? Yeah, he's like, Okay, good. I think I can prove it. I wouldn't say something I didn't intend to prove. Phoenix pull one smug. Deflate that head of yours. You haven't proven anything yet. Now then, let's have it. What was inside this case at the time of the murder? Alright, it's gotta be... Oh, shoot. Do I not have, like, the suicide note as evidence? Juan's autopsy report. I've got the attempted suicide report. Am I just... Ooh, do I present just the suicide report, maybe? What if it's Lotta's camera? I think I just present the suicide report. Shoot. Why, Mr. Wright? Why? I just thought it might have been possible. It mentions the suicide note. I have a suggestion. Why don't you put that in the... Why don't you put that in the dead zone shoe where your brain is supposed to be? Yes, and never bring it out again. Shoot. Can't a foolishly foolish fool get some love? They will never let me go. What do I think was inside the case? Do I think it's Lotta's camera? Oh, was the dead zone shoe in there too, Nick? I was defending you at the time, yes. Defending. Did they update this to say that it's from Gossipland after the judge confirmed it? Lotta's camera? Shoot. I don't know how to present the suicide note. Huh. It wouldn't be the knife. Why would the knife be in there? That's like the only other, like, physical little thing I have. If I have to present her profile, I'm gonna say that that's some bullshit. Unless, am I in a trap here? No, that can't be right. There was no, like, way to back out of it. We tried the camera, wasn't that? What was inside the case at the time of the murder? Don't be afraid to ask for hints! Thank you, Monami. Blah, 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 oomfies. I tried both of these. I mean, my theory was that the suicide note was in the case. I mean, I've only got so many things here. Really, you know? What if it was the radio transceiver? We tried the camera, it wasn't that. I don't know why it would be this. It wouldn't be that. It was inside the case? Another case! A wine glass? A wall clock. Wouldn't be the button. A guitar case carrying case. We tried both of those. It's not the knife, is it? Okay. I didn't think so. I can't say no to this, so like I've got something. This isn't a trap. I'm definitely gonna. My lawyer's badge. I did not mean to take a screen cap. I want to load. What was inside this case at the time of the murder? What would she want to take out of his case? A press conference ticket? Permission granted, Neff. Naff. I say Neff? Naff? Permission granted. We tried the camera, it wasn't that. An article from the tabloid. Whatever it was, she took it with her. Right. Would it be the button? Right, it would be the knife. That's in his chest. Also. Is it the button? Yeah, I mean, The button's the only thing that would have come out of the room. Why would that be inside the guitar case and not on his costume? I mean, this is the only thing that I think it could be. Was ripped from his costume, is covered in Korida's blood. Found it on guard, Sakuma. What do you mean build on that? So why would the button be in the guitar case? She would have choked him. I don't know. Why would the button not be on his costume? Okay, well, it's not the button. Think bigger! The guitar! I mean... Is it just the guitar? Do I just present the guitar case again? That can't be right, right? So what would she have come out with? She would have come out of the crime room with his button so she could put it on Matt. Potentially, maybe come out of the room with the guitar. But they said they searched the whole hotel. Did she slip out before, like, the cops got there? And, like, was able to stash it at the studio or something? Did the costume? We know they came out of the room in costume. I don't have the costume to present. That's not like something I can present. I truly have no idea. Guts are powerful? Did she swallow something? Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're implying? Oh, trust my gut. Is it just the guitar? Am I just presenting the guitar case? No. I've presented like 6 items from my inventory here. We tried the button. We tried both of these. We tried the knife.
I have to have said the correct thing. I think I've mentioned all of my items now at this point. Wine glass is still in the room. Is it the magazine clipping? Would he have had that in his case? Why would she want to take that? I'm grasping at straws. Yeah. If it's no longer in the guitar case, we can infer whatever was inside left the room. Do we have an object that we know came out of Juan's room? Okay. Imagine Adrian Andrews entering the room. Sure. Let's say she did find him dead. Shock. Is it the costume? Is it the costume? How do I present the costume? This is a photograph. Yes, but what is important is what is in that picture, Your Honor. Okay, that was tricky. I did definitely say costume. Oh well. In this picture, the moon. She took the moon. Doesn't take a genius to see what I mean. What I am proposing is, if you loosen your definition of object, we do have proof of the Nickel Samurai leaving the scene. Right. I guess I was still confused. They definitely did show us the photo of, what's his name, like, napping on his bed. But as for where she got the costume, I guess I was still a little muddied on, like, was he wearing the costume still or not, or was it just hanging in the room? Why would it be in his guitar case? Inside the guitar case was the Nickel Samurai, the hero's very own costume. What? Holy fucking shit, he tried everything in his fucking little notebook. Imagine skipping Samurai. Mr. Wright, explain yourself. Right. Are you saying that the witness opened the guitar case to take out a costume? What insane point would there be to doing something like that? That insane point would be to wear the costume, of course. Miss Andrews put it on to hide her identity so she could make her escape. After all, you couldn't let anyone see you leave, could you, Miss Andrews? Why was a Nickel Samurai costume in his guitar case? Did she put it in there, like, for later use? I refuse to accept your theory. Do you have anything to support such a preposterous idea? Just outside the door was an investigative photographer who was starring for a big scoop. Lotta Hart, you fucked me again. And in the end, she managed to get this shot, correct? You mean this photo? Oh, wow, holy fucking shit. Smack, smack, smack. Order, order! Looks like we've wandered into quite another mess again, haven't we? Nice job, Phoenix. I saw how many tries it took you, but you got there. Well, you know my strategy. Speak first, think later. So the real murderer was hiding inside a costume. Wait 1 second, Your Honor. The Nickel Samurai's costume would have been Mr. Mad on Guard's. Why would something of the defendant's be in the victim's room? And inside the guitar case of all places? True. That is a little baffling. Mr. Wright, the court would like to hear your thoughts. What was the Nickel Samurai costume doing inside the guitar case?
Ooh, interesting. So are we saying here, because we know the post-ceremony press conference, we know OnGuard didn't know about it, and that it was supposedly going to be in character. Was he going to, like, make up some bullshit? I bet that's what it is. I think it may have been stolen from Mr. OnGuard.
Stolen? But why would someone do such a thing?
Maybe the thief wanted to interfere with the post-ceremony stage show. Hey, alright, we're like 3 text boxes ahead of you, Phoenix. And so, if he didn't have his costume, then Mr. OnGuard would be forced to go naked! I don't think that's the play, or the reason, but sure.
Maybe you should be stripped naked and run out for making a mockery of this court.
Excuse me?
Mr. Mad on Guard did not take his costume off after the award ceremony.
Shoot. Did he testify he took a nap while still wearing it? I guess we saw this photo. But I was never looking at it. I was never looking at OnGuard. I was looking at she.
Is this not correct?
Yeah, he did say something like that, didn't he? Yeah, true.
That's what I thought.
We're at work, Miles.
It was a spare.
In that case, the costume we were talking about was a spare one.
What? Then, are you saying that on the night of the murder, there were 2 Nickel Samurai costumes at the Gatewater Hotel?
Oh yeah. Yes, that is what I am saying.
And how do you explain the costume that was inside the guitar case?
It would mean that the victim himself had brought this spare to the ceremony on purpose. Oh wow, why do you think he did that? Did you see how gay Edgeworth and Phoenix just were a second ago? Dude, that's not cool. No, I meant like actually they were. He wanted him to strip naked, like.
But why? The victim, Mr. Corridor, was the Jammin' Ninja, I thought. Which one was Max Power?
That was the Simpsons character, Your Honor.
Oh, shoot. What could be the reason?
And therein lies the sticking point. I don't know.
What are you mumbling to yourself about now? Have you just been rambling all this time without any sense of inner monologue?
Huh? No, I just, well, the one thing I should...
Mr. Wright, please explain yourself. Why do you think the victim had the Nickel Samurai's spare costume?
Phoenix, are you sure you can explain this one? I think I could. I think I could explain this one. If I could input words into a computer or something. Think carefully before you answer. And then answer with gusto. I believe in you. Alright, this is what I think. The reason the victim brought the Nickel Samurai's spare costume to the hotel was...
What is this?
On the night of the murder, after the stage show,
The Nickel Samurai was going to hold a special press conference.
A press conference?
Yes, the Nickel Samurai was supposed to confess something at this conference. Was he gonna, like, confess to the murder of, what's her name? Pippi Longstockings? Celestin Pax?
I heard about this as well. For once, you're not making something up, right?
But what struck me as strange was that Mr. OnGuard himself said he had no idea he was supposed to be holding a press conference that night. Oh?
But how could that be?
The way I see it, that can mean only one thing. The conference was set up by none other than the victim, Mr. Juan Carta himself.
The victim?
Yes. The spare Nickel Samurai costume was prepared for that very conference. Mr. Carta was going to hold the press conference as the Nickel Samurai.
Oh, wow. Oh, jeez. Oh, my God. We would have never been able to tell the difference in his voice. He was going to dress up as the Nickel Samurai and hold a conference. But why?
That's something I don't quite know yet. However, Phoenix, it's right there. Read the rest of the sentence. He was going to confess something. What I am concerned with right now is what he intended to reveal at that conference. Oh, well, yeah, that's the reason.
The Nickel Samurai was going to confess something?
And by confess, I'd wager he was going to reveal something about himself. Which means that, look at us working together, Juan Carta, posing as the Nickel Samurai, was going to speak about Matt OnGuard.
Yes, I guess that is what it would mean.
But if that's the case, that's not a confession. That's public disclosure.
Holy fucking shit, it's Snacky Jack H3 sub for 54 months in a row. Oh my god. Order.
Hey, I fell asleep. Bleh. Hey, that's alright, Snack. You totally didn't miss me guessing and checking on a present at all. Totally didn't miss that. I did figure it out, though. Hey, that's alright, buddy. I assume you'll probably be getting right back to bed then. Unless... No, you're off Wednesdays, right? Speaking of sleep, hey, alright, good check-in. Good night, Zebra. I'm here! Woohoo! Oh, Zebra's going to bed? Could it be that he's tired? Or he's bored? Good night, Zebra. See you in the VODs, bud.
Miss Andrews?
I can see why you are pros at what you do.
Pardon me, Blush?
Yes, just as you say, the press conference was set up by Juan.
Oh, wow, holy fucking shit. Miss Andrews, please offer us an explanation for this.
I was the one he asked to help set it up. And the person who prepared the second costume for him, that was also me.
You?
Juan had bet everything on the Jammin' Ninja this year. Like, monetarily? Oh, wow, why would she admit to that? And if he lost the Grand Prix, he was going to make sure Matt was going down with him. That's what he thought anyway.
He was going to ruin him, huh?
It looked like somehow Juan had in his hands a secret so powerful, the ultimate weapon, that it would destroy Matt's acting career had it been revealed. Uh-oh!
What?
Destroy Matt's acting career? He would probably do that on his own via Twitter post in a couple of years anyway.
And do you know what this secret of Mr. OnGuard's is, Miss Andrews?
That's something only Juan knew. I didn't know what it was.
I see. How about I take you out to dinner? Maybe that'll refresh your memory?
I've probably been coming off quite suspicious to everyone, but that's to be expected. I've been trying to protect Matt, after all.
Protect Mr. On Guard? She does care? And yet again, another strange bit of truth comes to light, it seems. Miss Andrews, if you could please tell us the truth about your behavior.
Yes, Your Honor. I understand. Protecting Matt. From the moment I saw the crime scene, I had a feeling that Matt was the murderer. Oh, interesting. Matt had to kill Juan no matter what.
What makes you say so?
And he didn't have an alibi for what he was doing at the time of the murder. My thoughts were confirmed by the evidence, of course. The button and the knife. But I'm Matt's manager, so I felt that I had to protect him. By implicating him further? In what way are you protecting him? From what, the horrible secret? This doesn't make any sense.
This does account for everything.
What? Well, I am the logical type.
What?
We're finally seeing her true self. What? She's more nervous than a scared rabbit.
If the defense could find no fault with this testimony, I am ready to make a ruling.
What, because one person said Matt did it? Come on, guy. She's not gonna get undressed for you.
Please keep that in mind as you cross-examine Mr. Wright. Shoot.
How did we let this happen?
Turn our logic upside down.
Oh, who, me? In what way? I'll protect Matt from his secret being revealed by continuing to implicate him in murder.
She's not gonna fuck you, dude. She's not gonna fuck you either, but I might as well try. Judge, come on now.
I hope so, honestly. That'd be hilarious. I guess she thought she would protect him by taking the costume out of the room. And she didn't know about the camera, obviously, that was like hidden. How she thought that was protecting him? Did she think that Matt just hid his costume in the guitar case? Like, would you say that was your intuition speaking to you? Don't confuse my methods of reasoning with your own. Irk! If you want to prove that someone did something, you need 3 things. 3 things? Shoot! That's so many things to remember! A motive, an opportunity to commit the crime, and finally, decisive evidence.
Raw. Write that down.
And if you think these 3 things through, the answer becomes quite clear. You should have already known that, Phoenix. You've read all those textbooks in the office, right? There's good stuff in there.
They didn't teach that to us in school?
Oh, Phoenix, how did you pass the bar? May I continue now? And Pio hasn't gotten there yet. So would you say this need came from the press conference? But Matt didn't even know about the press conference. Yes, do you know why Juan chose that event and that hotel for the conference? Because that was when he could cause the most damage to the public's beloved Matt on Guard. The whole universe is revolving around that hotel at the moment. All eyes were there.
And you knew of this plan, didn't you, Miss Andrews?
Yes, because I was the one who set up the conference and prepared the costume. I'm so confused. But I'm sure Mr. OnGuard himself didn't know anything about the press conference. Oh, really? Can you show me any Proof that he didn't know? Oh my god, she's talking about proof. Oh, proof? Was it that he didn't know about the conference? Anyway, the important thing here is that this information was not in your testimony. Yes, I agree. Miss Andrews, please correct your testimony, if you please. Grasping at straws now, are we, Mr. Wright? I know what his motive was, because I helped set up the conference. I'm so confused about what she means by all of her intentions. She's like, I was trying to protect him. So I felt that I had to protect him. By doing what? By admitting all of this? I'm skipping ahead to question this. But what you really did was stab the guy in the back, didn't you? Yeah. And at the worst possible time. Who's to say she really stabbed the guy in the back, as you put it? This witness could have disclosed things about Mr. Enguarde at any time. Why, then, would she wait until there was a large audience before doing so? It's the same reason why Mr. Corrida planned such an elaborate conference. Miss Andrews wanted to cause Mr. Enguarde as much damage as she possibly could. This witness bears ill will towards the defendant. This isn't the Phoenix Wright Wax philosophical power hour. Let me get one more take on that one. This isn't the Phoenix Wright Wax philosophical power hour. Yes, I like that one better. Use that one. And please, stop slandering the witness. I'd like to give her a slandering, if you know what I'm saying. As I expected, Miss Andrews' testimony seems pretty solid. Really? Because to me, it sounded a little wishy-washy. Wishy-washy? I guess we'll see if I press a little more. You should know this by now, but you'll need strong, decisive evidence to make her talk. Got it, Chief. Okay. I'm gonna press on this one again. Has Mr. Enguarde done something to hurt or betray you personally? Why do you ask? You were the one who helped Mr. Corrida with his press conference. That event was supposed to bring down Mr. Enguarde, yet you still helped out? Oh? Was it? The person on trial right now is Mr. Enguarde, right? What the witness was thinking helped the victim with his plan. Is none of our concern. In any case, this means that the defendant had a motive to kill. Why do I keep doing this to myself? I should just quit and join a fighting game or something instead. But didn't you already testify earlier that Mr. Enguarde was taking a nap in his room? Are you telling me now that that too was a lie so you could cover for Mr. Enguarde? I'm not telling you anything of the sort. When I went to get him for the show, he honestly was sleeping. However, as to whether he was sleeping the entire time, that I cannot say. I was too busy setting up the stage at the time. I keep trying, but I can find no flaws with what Miss Andrews has said, or with her personality, looks, anything. Flawless woman right there. Can't say the same for some people here in this courtroom, however. He's Jared. He's the judge is this fucking Zabrag Joe. Oh, the judge is glaring straight at Mia. He's glaring at you, smart guy. Shoot. You can hardly call the knife decisive evidence. The fingerprints on the knife could very well be a clever camouflage, but she didn't know about the fingerprints at the time. Then what about the button? The button? Dimensional rift? Edgeworth brought up the Dead Zone shoe earlier. It was insane. It's clear from the crime scene that the victim and his murderer fought. And during the fight, the killer ripped the button from the Jammin' Ninja's costume.
You're talking about this button, correct?
The judge said titfully. That button was found in the pleats of Matt's Hakama, isn't that correct? I would think that makes it very decisive evidence. Erk! Oops!
Looks like you were outfoxed again, Mr. Wright. Get it? She's quite the fox, am I right?
Anyway, the knife doesn't prove anything. Please fix your testimony. Can't stand the sight of a man. Every man in the audience, no, who can't gracefully accept his defeat. Oh, everybody's like, so like lesbian, right? Like gotta be, right? They're all trying to figure out what her deal is. Nick, thank goodness Mia can still look at me with an icy stare. Yes, smack her.
Miss Andrews, for Mr. Wright's sake, please add this information to your testimony.
When the ends of the threads on the button and the costume were matched up, they were found to fit together perfectly, or so I heard. I've heard that before too. I'm sure this is a reference to something. Why would Miss Andrews know about this case down to such a fine detail? I guess we talked about it earlier in the case. Would Edgeworth not have told her? Don't look at me like that, just because I'm prepared and you're not. Shoot. I thought I had her this time for sure. If there's anything to trip her up on, it has to be here. But where and what? Torn off of Juan during his fight with Matt. And that's nothing. Or, we already did this. Decisive evidence, huh? I had a feeling that Matt was the murderer. I know what his motive was, but I don't have any way to prove I'm right. Did I press on this one again? Right. She won't answer this. Or Edgeworth won't let her answer. Butt was torn off of Juan during his fight with Matt. Ripped from his costume. No, it was ripped, not torn! It's covered in Corrida's blood. I mean, I wonder... The autopsy report says he was strangled with a scarf and then stabbed with a knife. Would that have anything to do with the button? Would the button have come off when he got stabbed? Or did it truly come off during the fight? He didn't have an alibi for what he was doing at the time of the murder. That's true. I know what his motive was, but I don't have any way to prove I'm right. When I saw the crime scene, I had a feeling that it's gotta be the button. This is the only like formative statement in here. Like, oh, I had a feeling that Matt was the murderer. I don't know. Didn't have an alibi. That's true. Like, it's got to be the button, and the fact that the press is he's like, it's got to be something here. Right, I guess she would have put the costume on after she touched the glass. Probably. Bears the victim's blood and on-guard's fingerprints. In the grip, Gatewater's engraved. I don't have any mention about the knife really in here. It is definitely wishy-washy. I feel like... Was ripped from his costume, is covered in Coroda's blood. So, here's the question. The cause of death, he was strangled with a scarf, then stabbed with a knife. The photo clearly depicts the knife being stabbed just above where the button would be. If the button wasn't there when he went to stab, then he probably would have stabbed a bit lower, right? Do we think? I think I'm onto something. Can we look closer at the autopsy report? No. This is the only information I have on it. But if the button was torn off during the fight, why would it be covered in blood? I think I'm presenting the button here. Shoot. Oh, I'm gonna take 2. It does? I don't see anything contradictory. Oh, I thought I was cooking! When was the last time I saved? I don't remember. $1922. Oh god, that was like 8 minutes ago. Or wait, no, is that right? Oh yeah, that was a long ass time ago. Shoot, we're gonna have to let that stand, I think. I do feel like I'm onto something here. Was ripped from his costume, is covered in Coroda's blood. Found in Enguarde's Hakama. Because why else would it be covered in blood if it was... I guess tore off during the fight. I guess that could be at any time. I'm gonna read the press for this one again. And how do you know that? When the ends of the threads on the button and the costume, yeah, were matched up, they were found to fit together perfectly, or so I heard. Why would Miss Andrews know about this case down to such fine detail? Because ugh. Thought I had her this time for sure. If there's anything to trip her up on, it has to be here. The where and what? Does he just mean in general in this, like, in the full statement, or is he talking about specifically this line? He didn't have an alibi for what he was doing at the time of the murder. There's no way. There's nothing I can present. I don't. He really doesn't have an alibi. Motive, an opportunity to commit the crime, and decisive evidence. You know what I was thinking about recently? It is so fucking funny that they killed off Mia Fey in the second case of the game, and how, like, actually, like, functionally meaningless that was, kind of in the long run. Like, she's still around. She still helps us. Here she is, literally in trial with us, essentially. Like... She's been in this game more than she was the first one, though, I think, for sure. But it's just funny. Bud was torn off of Juan during his fight with Matt. So we tried... What did I try on this? Somebody please tell me. Did I try the button or the autopsy report? I tried the button, right? How could I disprove that it was torn off after the fight? Did I don't think I can. I tried the button. Because, I mean, that's what I think, is that it was torn off after the murder. Because he would have stabbed him, and that's what caused it to bleed down, and then he ripped the button off. You know, theoretically. That's kind of what I think, but I don't know if that's correct or if I can prove that. I'm 90% certain I pressed on everything, right? How do you know that? Ends of the thread. Yeah. She won't answer this one. Okay, shoot. Matt's fingerprints are definitely on the knife, and it's got the victim's blood. She's not saying anything about like how he died. Why? I have no idea. I would take a hint. But was torn off of Juan during his fight with Matt. I'm gonna try just the autopsy report. Or maybe the photo. Definitely still has the scarf on. Okay, it is the audience. It is the autopsy report. What's the reasoning? What's the reasoning here, Nick? Tell me. Right. Strangulation? Are we saying they didn't fight? They strangled him. Right. Shoot. But she was just saying, yeah, it came off during their fight. Did she imply that it was cut off? I'm not following the logic about what she was saying exactly. And what does that mean? My theory is right, but I don't know if I understand fully why that was the correct choice. Because he's about to explain everything that I theorized a couple of minutes ago. Right, yeah, I get that, but I don't understand why presenting the autopsy report is proof that it... Like, did we establish that the knife cut the button? Or is that just, like, the assumption I've had to make? The button alone doesn't directly... Right. From what I remember, they've just been saying that it was, like... Yeah, it was torn off during the fight. I mean, I could pull a button off with just my hands. Right, exactly. It could be in, yeah. The stab was post-mortem. Right. Okay, I think I understand. So if you know, yeah. She said it was torn off during the fight, but it has blood on it from the stab wound, which, okay. It's okay, I got it. Which would mean that it was ripped off of the costume when, exactly? After the knife was stabbed into the victim. Exactly, which means, uh-oh. Stinky! It is impossible that this button was torn off during the victim's final struggle. Because the victim was strangled to death in that fight. I had the logic right, I just didn't see how to present it clearly. That's right, Miss Andrews. There's no way this button was ripped off during the struggle. This button was consciously pulled off of the victim's already dead body. Wow, holy crap. Took him a while to get there. What is the meaning of this right? His power. He doesn't need a whip. So what if the button was torn off the body after the victim had already died? What does that change? Let me ask you one simple question, Mr. Edgeworth. Why was the button torn off? What purpose did that serve? What purpose? We now know this button was not torn off during the fight. So the murderer took the time and effort to purposefully rip this from the victim's body. That would mean that the murderer had something in mind, wouldn't it? Mr. Wright, does this mean you know what the murderer wanted to do with this button? What was it? To pin the crime. There is only one logical reason for doing something like that. It was to pin the crime on Mr. OnGuard. There is no way anyone would put a bloodied button in their own pants. That's right. Mr. OnGuard was set up. By the real killer, of course. Well, yeah, clearly. Her whole last fucking thing was basically saying that she set him up. Oh, wait, I'm confused. Did she not already admit to that, kinda? And the real murderer is... Well, Mr. Wright, who in the world is the real killer, then? Finally. Can't believe I managed to bring this trial all the way up to this point. Phoenix, can't let your guard down yet. Not until the very end. She's like, save. 3 health, Phoenix. The real killer, the person who planned to frame Mr. OnGuard, is... It's gotta be Adrian Andrews. Miss Adrian Andrews! I choose you! Ah! Theme. You are Mr. Corda's killer! What? Ka-chow! Oh my god, all their glasses hit my eye! Order! Get that man out of here and get that glass out of his eyes! Mr. Wright! This is a very grave matter. Do you have any evidence that supports your charge? Any evidence? No, sir. I mean,
All of the evidence points to Miss Andrews.
How preposterous! You can't stick any of that on me! Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, she wanted to protect him by setting him up in a different way. Protect from murder by ruining his career. Duh. Right, it's not just me. Her reasoning here, her saying she wanted to protect him doesn't make any sense, right? Like, I'm not crazy. I'm not just misunderstanding. I can't, can I? Would you care to test me? Then what about this knife? The knife was used to stab the victim after he had already been strangled to death. It was used to throw suspicion onto Mr. On Guard, naturally. A knife covered in the defendant's fingerprints could only be taken from his room. And the only one who had dinner with him and knew which knife to take was you! Ah! Oh my god! My other eye! Then... What about the button that was found in Matt's Hakama? This button was removed from the victim's body after he had already died. The only people who could have done so were the person who found his body or the killer. However, Mr. On Guard was the real killer. There's no way he would have put such incriminating evidence in his own Hakama. He might, though. He's quite the airhead. Shoot. Oh, that's got a good point. Guilty. Ah! Oh my god, it hit the first eye again. Get that man out of here. The only person who could have put this button in Mr. On Guard's Hakama is the person who went to wake him from his nappy time, which is yet you, again, Miss Andrews. I see. What about the empty guitar case? That is also another piece of evidence that incriminates Miss Andrews. Oh my god. Murderer, but like still. Whew. Getting a little sweaty here. That costume was used to hide the killer's the real killer's identity as they fled the crime scene. Now, who could have known that there was such a costume inside the guitar case? Could only have been the person who prepared the costume for the victim. And that person is you, Miss Adrian Andrews. No, oh, she's so vulnerable. But Miss Andrews' fingerprints were nowhere to be found on the guitar case. And it was you who proved that she was not wearing gloves at the time. Oh, that's right, shoot. That's because she did not intend on leaving any prints. If anyone had found out that she had touched the case, they would have asked her why. So to avoid leaving any prints, she used a towel or something else to open it. Good bluff. They'll buy it this time, but the glass of tomato juice is a different story. Miss Andrews purposefully left her fingerprints on the glass to show that, yes, indeed, she was the classic dazed discoverer of a dead body. This seems like a stretch. Ah! Okay, I guess we got it right. Oh my god, my other eye again! And to top it all off, there is this photo! Photo of the killer as they exited the scene of the crime. No reasonable person on Earth can believe this Nickel Samurai is Mr. On Guard. He would be much too short for his own costume if it was him. Oh, it's so cold in here. Isn't it, Mr. Judge? Judge, don't look! Speaking of how tall people are, Miss Andrews, you're also kind of short in stature, are you not? Please stop. Well, how about it, Miss Andrews? Oh my god, she is a lesbian! I've got her this time. Miss Andrews? I refuse to testify. Oh. What was that? There's a law. Oh no. Not the 5th! It says I can't be forced to testify about something if it can incriminate me. Shoot, she knows the law! Holy fucking, is she gonna plead the 5th?
Well, yes. You are absolutely correct, Miss Andrews. The law does provide us with a way to avoid self-incrimination.
The first person to ever bring this up. Shoot, self-incrimination is how we've won all of our cases.
By allowing a witness to not testify if the testimony can cause damage to themselves.
What? Nick, it's in the Constitution, for Christ's sake. The what?
Pleading the 5th is not something most people would think to do on the spot.
Actually, thinking back to yesterday in Mr. OnGuard's room. Adrian Andrews! Oh! Yes? Oh my god, they would be so women together. Think hard about what we just discussed. Understood. Alright. She would so goddamn follow in her lead. Give her a whip. Oh. That's it. That's when Francisca planted this idea into her head. She must have told Miss Andrews to not testify if things look bad. Did a good job proving everything up to this point, Phoenix. There's still one thing you haven't done. Something I haven't done? She knows the law. Our one weakness.
What's wrong, right? Are you finished already? Run out of evidence.
No, I have the suicide reports I haven't presented yet.
What is so humorous, Mr. Edgeworth? Did I miss a joke or something?
I'm sure you realize this as well, Your Honor. But everything the good lawyer here has proven up to this point is meaningless. What? Everything you have proven is circumstantial. What?
No, that's what cock-check is for.
Yes, circumstantial, Your Honor. You have yet to provide a single piece of definitive proof.
Oh.
Proof that Miss Andrews did in fact harbor a wish to murder Mr. Corridor. Shoot. He's not even using his full power!
Oh my god, I guess he's right. Miss Andrews, did you want to kill Mr. Corridor?
I believe this may lead to me incriminating myself, so I will abstain from answering.
But Miss Andrews, that's how we do things here. If you do that, it would be the same as admitting your guilt, don't you kind of think?
I mean, legally, no. Yeah, also that, Nev. No. There's no crime other than murder. Maybe so, or maybe not. There is nothing to prove it either way. Besides, you don't even know what crime I would be guilty of due to my silence. Oh, she's taking that defiant attitude again. But Mia, what do we do? Help! Somehow we've landed in the worst possible situation. Oh.
Smacker! I think we have reached a certain conclusion at this point in time. Miss Adrian Andrews has refused to testify, so I guess we'll just kill Mr. OnGuard anyway. I don't know. And the defense's theory that she is the actual murderer has not been fully substantiated with solid definitive proof.
In this world, you can just say no, and if there's no other witnesses or anything, you're invincible. But that's not true. In this situation, there is only one thing this court can do. We kill both of them! Mr. Enguarde and Miss Adrian Andrews will be put to death. Ah, yes. Good old double killing. And that is to declare a recess. Recess? I request that both the prosecution and the defense look further into this matter. And at tomorrow's trial... Tomorrow? We don't have a tomorrow. If we don't get a not guilty verdict today, then... Please wait, Your Honor. That's not necessary. Pistols at dawn. Raw. Adrian Andrews would fucking smoke Matt Enguarde in honorable dueling. She would fucking get him dead in between the eyes. Before he's even drawn his gun. She would destroy him. The trial. Please continue the trial. What are you sweating for? Your client is getting one more day to live, isn't he? That's not it. This isn't about that. There's a little Q-ta to save. Edgeworth! I know you know who the real killer is. Please, let the trial continue. If I don't get the verdict, then Maya... Oh. I love that girl. I would do anything for her. Smack her. No. It's impossible to continue as long as the witness refuses to testify. And there's no dream machine you can hack into in this universe. Now then, this court is... Oh! It is not impossible for this trial to continue. Oh! 6 minutes, Mr. Wright. Yes, I know. Mr. Edgeworth, what are you... It's true, Miss Andrews holds the right against self-incrimination, however... Cope. If the topic of conversation was something unrelated to whatever she may be guilty of, then she has no right to withhold testimony. Yo, homie drop. Yes, that is very true, but... Actually, there is one little thing that I am curious about. Miss Andrews. When you found the victim's dead body, you poured yourself a glass of juice. Yes, and? I can't help but think how unnatural that is. Usually when one finds a body, they are shaken up, not stirring a glass of juice. Oh, that was good, Edgeworth. That was good. So my actions were unusual? Oh? Evidence? What proof? But I've already... Before you speak, I want to state that you have a reason behind your actions. I would like you to testify to that effect. Testify? Your Honor, I would like to request that the witness testify again as to what happened when she first discovered the victim's body. Whatever we find out in this testimony should in no way implicate the witness. Oh, wow, he's got a point. Wow, that was a really good line about shaking and stirring. I don't know what it is about Edgeworth today, but I can't get a good read off of him. Is he friend or foe? I just don't know. He's homie. That's what he is. He's us, is what he is. The court acknowledges the prosecution's request. Miss Andrews, if you plead, the longest trial in existence. When I found the body, that glass of juice, I didn't really pour it for myself. I was surprised when I walked into the room and saw it in that messy state. And Juan, he was sitting slumped over and tired looking in the corner. When I saw him sitting like that, the thought that he was dead didn't cross my mind. To be honest, I thought he had just fainted or something, so I went to pour him some juice. When I realized that he was dead, that's when I knocked the flower vase over.
So you poured that glass of juice for the victim. Why didn't you say so?
I didn't think I needed to include something so trivial. Snaggus Coach? Phoenix, please be careful here. You're low on health. Can't find anything wrong with this testimony, and there's nothing left. I know. Edgeworth, what the heck is going on in that brain of yours? Cuts over to him. Boxes and bags.
Now then, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination.
Alright. We're still low on health. Oh boy. Wasn't anyone else in the room, right? Of course not. Then who did you pour it for? Mr. Wright, there is a rhyme and reason for everything. Can you wait just a little longer for it to be revealed to you?
In other words, Wright, be quiet and listen.
Precisely. I couldn't have said it better myself. Go. So it was a mess? Are you sure it wasn't messy because of your fight with Mr. Carter? Jesus Christ! Speculation leading the witness. I understand your frustrations at not being able to prove your theory. However, before you go accusing people of crimes, go find yourself some evidence. And then, what did you see next, witness? You didn't see the knife in his chest? Slumped over? Yes, he was just sitting there, with his head tilted forward, eyes closed, blood dripping from his chest. You know, like how you look when you asleep. He looked eepy, Your Honor.
Eepy? It means sleepy, I think.
That right there sounded a little odd. Wait, what was it again? I was doing bits. With his head tilted forward, eyes closed, he really looked like he was sleeping. Head tilted forward and eyes closed. And it looked like he was sleeping. I guess his head is tilted forward and his eyes are closed. But how could you not see the knife in his chest? Then what did cross your mind? I thought maybe he had smashed everything up in anger because he lost the Grand Prix. And then felt tired after his rampage, so he decided to take a nap. Anyways, that's what I thought.
So you didn't think he was dead at all? That makes sense to me.
You thought he fainted? Thought he was asleep at first. But then, the room was in such a messy state. I thought maybe he had gotten into a fight with someone.
And that's when you went to pour the glass of juice?
Yes. He always has a hard time waking up. So Juan always has a glass of tomato juice to drink. You seem awful close with Mr. Juan here to know all this.
I see. And after that, what happened? And then what are you gonna do?
How did you come to realize that he was, in fact, dead? I shook him over and over, but I never got a response. So I set the glass down on the dresser and tried to take his pulse. I was shocked and staggered backward.
And knocked the flower vase over. So that's what happened.
Yes. This is what it all comes down to. Huh? This is the absolute end for both sides, and Adrian is letting her guard down. Phoenix, now's our best chance yet to kill the prosecution's case. Isn't that a bit harsh? Miss Andrews, will you tell us the truth this time? So, it's gotta be that, like, how could you not see the knife? But I don't know what to press. I don't know what to press it on. I feel like I could present it on every fucking thing here. He was sitting slumped over and tired looking in the corner. You didn't see a knife in his chest? God damn it. Denied. And you're sure you didn't see a fucking knife in his chest? Okay, we just had it on the wrong picture. We had it on the wrong presents.
So you honestly didn't think he was dead when you found him, is that right?
No, not at all. Even though this is what you saw when you discovered the body, I feel like they should have accepted that on, like, half of those.
Ah! What is the meaning of this? This is the first I'm seeing of this photo.
Isn't it obvious, Your Honor? There's a knife sticking straight out of Mr. Corrida's chest. Anyone who saw this scene would have immediately thought that he was a dead man. That's, well, you see, Not a single person in the world would mistake this for someone who fainted. And then so nonchalantly go pour something to drink.
Your point is...
Guy, Miss Andrews, your testimony just now, it was all one giant lie. Ah! Oh, thank God I'm back from getting my eyes fixed. Oh my God!
This poor guy.
And your lie has proven one thing very clearly. That you are the real killer. Oh, it's so cold in here. No!
Well, that was ear-shattering. Looks like the defense has somehow brought the ugly truth to light.
That proved it to you?
The defendant, Mr. Matt on Guard, is not guilty after all.
But that's impossible. You're wrong.
Miss Andrews, try to have some composure, for God's sakes. Pathetic.
It wasn't me. It wasn't me, I tell you. It was Matt. I swear it. He's the one who killed Juan.
But you were the one who refused to testify.
And your reason for not doing so was that you might end up incriminating yourself? Oh, that's because it's just so cold in here.
No, Miss Andrews. I'll give you one last chance. What exactly are you hiding that may incriminate you?
It's my... A face cam would really make this so that you could clearly see that I'm like shaking my chest. I refuse to testify. Oh my God, it's so over for her.
Then there's no need for this court to continue any further. Mr. Matt Onguard's innocence has been clearly demonstrated.
Is it over? Have we found the truth at last? What's wrong, Phoenix? Usually the real killer confesses his or her guilt. Now that I think about it, it's the first time someone hasn't. Shh, hey, that's true. Smacka.
Now then, I would like to hand down my verdict for Mr. Matt Onguard. Ah! Your Honor, the prosecution feels that it would be premature to pass down a verdict at this time.
Edgeworth!
What? The reason is quite simple. This witness has yet to speak the absolute real truth.
Oh my God, he's right, and he's so cool! And he didn't have to whip anybody to do it!
The absolute real truth? What are you?
Witness, don't you understand yet?
Huh?
I don't know who planted this silly idea in your head. But as long as you protect yourself through your silence, Matt On God will go free. And in his place, you will become the guilty party.
That's a lie. I don't believe you.
What?
I was told if I spoke, then it would be all over, and Matt would never be declared guilty.
Oh? If I spoke, then it would be over, and Matt would never be declared guilty. Interesting. Who told? Francisca?
I can't speak about it. I'm too scared.
Oh no. It's Francisca von Karma.
Huh?
Don't you remember, Phoenix? Miss Andrews lives by gripping tightly onto the words of another. Because she doesn't have the strength to believe in herself. This is such a weird aspect to the character that they have to, like, force.
Then right now, Miss Andrews is...
What if, like, a Francisca von Karma, like, cum guardian appeared behind her?
She was tossed a lifesaver by Miss Von Karma.
Don't say a word, no matter what happens. If you do, Matt On Guard will be acquitted. Miss Andrews undyingly believes in those words right now and is clinging onto them.
Then what should we do? Mia, go tell her something!
You're a woman, she'll listen to you.
This is the first time I've ever come across anything like this. But Miss Andrews has to be the killer, right? I don't think she is. Well, who else would be?
All we have to do now is get our not guilty. That's my only priority.
I know. We'll get her convicted and then be her lawyer. It wasn't me. I'm begging you. Please believe me. I didn't kill Juan.
Was it the Maya kidnapper?
Help. Please, someone. Help me.
Smacker! Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor?
The court can't continue on like this. Therefore, I'd like to hear what you intend to do. I've got a date tonight.
And you were hitting on Miss Andrews the whole time? What I intend to do? What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to say?
Right. I suggest you think very carefully about this. Save Stina, perhaps? Think about what this witness did and what she did not do. What this witness did and what she did not do. What can you see that can't be felt? And think about who is the real mastermind behind this crime.
Who's the real mastermind? Isn't that obvious? There's no one else it could be except the woman crying over there, right?
Oh, she's so vulnerable. Come now, what will you do? What kind of man are you, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Huh, interesting. Request a not guilty verdict. Force Andrews to testify. It's what Maya would want. You're right. You're right, Edgeworth. I have to win a complete acquittal today. There's no way around that. But I can't bring myself to do it like this. Not when she's making a face like that. God, she's so pretty. Somebody put a paper bag over her head. Miss Andrews, I would like to know what you are really hiding. Mr. Wright, are you sure you know what you're doing? Sure, Mr. On Guard would get an acquittal, but in his place, you would be found guilty. Is this how you really want this trial to end? Be quiet! How dare you? You're trying to trick me!
Smacker! That's enough! I commend you for trying, Mr. Edgeworth. However, it's clear that the defense's theory is the truth.
You're wrong! Are we, like, getting set up to, like, kill an innocent person or something? Like, who is the true mastermind? Is it Franziska? Is she pulling the strings behind all of this? I mean, obviously, it's got the Maya kidnapper is involved, but in what fucking way? What a shame. I had hoped things wouldn't come to this. However, oh my god, is he about to unleash a power? What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? Miss Andrews, since you absolutely refuse to testify, it falls on my shoulders to disclose this to the court. Oh my god, the menacing aura! He's gonna do it! No, you wouldn't! Stop! Mr. Edgeworth! Theme. This witness. How should I put this? Theme. Oh, this kicks ass. She has an illness. What? And because of this illness, she has tried to commit suicide in the past. Stop! Please stop! No matter how much you want to hide it, it's no use. I have the evidence right here. Phoenix presented it a few times, mistakenly, but now it's relevant. That's the second part of the suicide report. The attempted suicide report. Shoot, I flashed that around so much. What will you do now, witness? You know what I'm about to do, don't you? An Edgeworth fucking gambit. He's about to box and bag all over this fucking courtroom. I will now reveal to the court the true nature of the pitiful woman known as Adrian Andrews. The secret of her dependent nature. Having other people know about it scares her more than anything else in the world. Please stop, I beg you! If people find out, I'll... If you're going to say you would choose death, that is of no concern to me. Raw. I have put many to death. You would be no different. Trying to take nagging to the extreme. Oh my god, that was raw! How can you be so cool? However, before you die, I will pull the truth from your still breathing lips. He's so cool! No matter what I have to do. Oh! So will you tell the court yourself, or shall I? Either is fine with me. I want to live! I'll talk, but please, help me. You're damn right! And then fucking Edgeworth, Phoenix, Gumshoe, and, Lotta Hart march on fucking Arlong Park. Lotta Hart Chew matchup. Who you got? Don't we think Lotta Hart is kind of the Usopp of Ace Attorney? Okay, good. I'm glad we all think that she's the Usopp. Well, she's not the Sanji. Tusken?
Nothing matters anymore.
Oh my god, it's a good thing we didn't keep going last week. We made the right call. My crime. When I first saw him, I really thought he had fainted. Honest. When I realized he was dead, that was when I formulated my plan. Tasukete! Lara-chan! Oh my god. Yeah, I don't know. I'll just pretend that I'm dead and go back to the boys. Good fight. Glad we gave it our all. Lot of hammer! As I made sure there was no one in the hallway, I made a dash back to Matt's room. And then I stabbed Juan's dead body with a knife and ripped off the button. Just when I finished and was returning to Matt's room, I had a bit of an inconvenience. And that's why I ended up using the Nickel Samurai costume. Did you spill on your dress or something? Stab the body with the knife, but why? God, why? Isn't it obvious to pin the blame on a certain person? Certain cowardly man. What do you mean by all of it? She's definitely gay. Everybody, every man in the audience. It might take this court a little while to understand, but this is the truth. The real killer is Matt. That scumbag of a man. I'll never forgive him. He's trying to escape his guilt again. Just like last time. Last time? So, Miss Andrews stabbed the victim, Juan Corda, in the chest with the knife. However, she didn't do it with murder in mind. She did it with the intent of framing Matt on God for the murder that he did. That she's also saying he did. And this is her crime. Wow, I'm still a little confused, but... I mean, wasn't Miss Andrews supposed to be the real murderer? Mr. Wright, please get over your shock and commence the cross-examination. No rest for the wicked. My crime. My apartment. If I ever make Sandra Lee Morris, I'm gonna tell her about my apartment and the Shikishima Industries speech. Now they do everything from home appliance to rockets. My dream is to meet voice actors and tell them about the stupid lines that I hyperfixate on. Ugh. But you could tell from the state the room was in that there must have been a fight. Are you telling the truth when you say that you did not know he was dead? He had a scarf tied around his neck. But that scarf was a part of the Jammin' Ninja's costume, so I didn't think anything about it was strange. His head was also tilted down a bit, so I couldn't see his face that well. That's why I thought I'd wake him up and went to pour the juice. So what is this plan you had? I knew right away the murderer was Matt. I knew because Juan, he was going to expose Matt's weakest weak point to the world. What, that he can't read? Yeah, I think I got that. So Matt did this to stop Juan and silence him for good. That's when I thought I should forge some evidence and pin this crime on Matt. Why? So the forged pieces of evidence were the knife and the button. Why would you ever? Just makes you look so suspicious. First thing that came to mind was to plant the knife. Would you ever stumble upon a murderer and then be like, oh no, it was that person. Well, guess I better stage some evidence that implicates them. That was so you could get the knife, correct? The knife Matt used at dinner had his fingerprints all over it. Thought if I used that, then the police would certainly turn their eyes towards him. She. Matt was napping with his costume on at the time. I slipped in, took the knife, and returned to the scene of the crime. And then I stabbed Juan's dead body with a knife and ripped off the button. So you were the one to stab the victim with that knife. Gives me goosebumps to think about it now. What a horrible thing I did. But at the time, I couldn't control my own body. It moved on its own. Then, when I stabbed Juan's dead body, I suddenly realized something. If I used the button somehow, I could make Matt look even more suspect. So I continued to forge evidence. So you thought to rip off one of the buttons and then plant it in Mr. Enguarde's Hakama. Yes, that's what I had planned to do. But things never go that smoothly, do they? Yeah, so what inconvenience? An inconvenience? The photo? There was a woman with a camera at the ready, loitering in the hallway, that lot of heart. So did you steal the camera then? I'm willing to bet my spikes it was Lotta. Like your hair, is that what you mean? There was also a woman with a ray gun at the ready, pacing back and forth. The hallway was so stacked. Oh, that's Miss Oldbag for you. I had already been caught and made it into a big scoop for a certain weekly tabloid once. So I couldn't very well go out looking like myself and get caught again. Oh, that's right, Oldbag stole the camera. I'm still confused about the camera. Maybe I'm probably just misremembering things about it. I explained my confusion with the camera last week. Go back. It's in there somewhere. So you like, she peeked out into the hallway, saw there were people out there, then went back in and put the costume on. Yes, I took it from Global Studios. I also put it in Juan's guitar case the day before the award ceremony. You did this in preparation for the press conference, correct? Correct. Yes, Juan wanted to wear that costume and hold a press conference in it. He was going to disclose Matt's big secret there. And what is this secret? That I don't know. Anyway, I thought that if I were to leave Juan's room in the Nickel Samurai costume, then people would think that Matt was the real murderer. I was very careful not to leave any fingerprints when I opened the guitar case. I absolutely did not want anyone to know about the costume. Smacka! I think we've heard enough. So after that, you went back to Mr. Enguarde's room and planted the button. Into Matt's Hakama? Yes. After that, I folded up the costume I was wearing and put it into a bag. Then I snuck it out of the hotel and got rid of it. My word! What does all of this mean? Mr. Edgeworth, is it? Yes. What? You didn't know my... yes. The real criminal is Matt Enguarde. Yesterday, that woman prosecutor sat me down for a talk. Oh yeah, here it comes. Francisca, huh? She told me it was Matt. That's how I knew that my suspect... That's how I knew in my suspicions that I formulated afterwards that it was Matt. She said that I should, under no circumstances, confess to what I had done. That if I just kept quiet, then Matt would be found guilty for sure. I had no choice but to believe in her words. What a wimp! She's not attractive at all! Order! What this witness has done is clearly unlawful. However, as long as her testimony stands, we can be certain she is not the real killer. Wait, Your Honor. The defense still... Right. It's pointless. At this point in time, it is not possible to indict Miss Anders on anything. Yes, exactly. There isn't a single piece of evidence that points to her as the murderer. Yeah, I don't think so either. Unless... Cross-examination of the witness is over, and so is today's trial. You couldn't establish that the witness was the culprit. Please let it go, Mr. Wright. But... Mr. Edgeworth, please place Miss Andrews under arrest for further questioning. Understood, Your Honor. The prosecution will arrange for her detention immediately. That is all. Court is adjourned for today. No. Natsuno pops up. Bad ending? Today's trial, it's over. And I didn't win an acquittal. Witness, would you mind if I asked you something? Edgeworth? What is it? Before you leave court today, I wonder if I might look at one thing. Oh, my bare chest? Well, yeah, sure. No, God, no. The card in your hand. It's had my interest for quite some time now. What exactly is it? Oh, this? Mr. Wright also asked about this. Although I didn't remember at the time you asked me about it, Mr. Wright. I remember just now. I found this in the room on that day. Oh, fuck. Shoot! God fucking damn it! No! That day? Oh, yeah, this? Yeah, I found it in the victim's room. Oops. It's not like anybody else's life is on the line, right? Found this card when I discovered Juan's body. He was lying there, right next to him. Lying on the floor! No, Mia, why did you change back? Oh, God. Oh, Mia, what am I gonna do? Ah! Oh, Jesus Christ! You found that card next to the victim's body? Of course, only we, the player, know that the other card is in the Maya kidnap room. I suppose I must have unconsciously slipped it into my pocket or something when I was implicating and tampering with a crime scene. It's not as if this card has any relevance to Juan's murder, right? I guess not. It's still a strange card, if you ask me. As far as a clue to this case, I don't see why. And then we get the what if we got like the VLR route lock, and we switch back to Maya. Yeah, fucking Walter White in the back of the van. No, no! Oh! Witness that card! Give it to me! Hurry! Edgeworth, does he know? The Order of the Clam. I knew it. Edgeworth? Do you have any idea what you have stupidly yet inadvertently done? This. I can't believe you hid this from me all this time. I didn't mean to. What is this all about? Oh, thank God she changed back. I've never seen Edgeworth so emotional before. What does he know? That card. What in the world is it? And what does it mean? To be continued? Man, good thing we didn't try to push last week. It would have been like 4 a.m. Part 3-1, Investigation. March 22nd, 5:24 p.m. Brighton Cola Law Offices. Yeah!
No! Mystic Maya! And why is my dress so stretched out? Oh, there, Pearly. I can't take it anymore. No. Look, it'll be all right. Everything may still work out. Oh. Huh? Condition was that we had to get a not guilty verdict. And so far, the kidnapper has kept his word and hasn't hurt Maya. And he won't because Mr. Enguarde hasn't been given a guilty sentence yet. Oh, cheer up, Pearly. We don't have time to stand around crying. We have to get going. Oh. She had a big day. You're right. This sounds like cope, Mr. Nick. Mystic Maya is in much more pain than I am. She's probably playing video games at that guy's house right now. Yes, that's right, so... Oh, let's go! Gumshoe, Gumshoe, Gumshoe! I'm the Sanji, pal. I'd never hit a woman. Hey, you guys, glad I caught you, pal. Mr. Scruffy Detective? Oh boy, looks like Detective Gumshoe has been dubbed Mr. Scruffy Detective in Pearl's book. It's just plain old Mr. Dick Gumshoe now. Oh no, that's right, he lost his job. Tuscate, pal. I came to talk to you, pal. I'm kind of busy right now. Oof. Oof. Charlie, help! Hey, it's wilting a little. I'll give it some delicious water, pal. It's okay, I already did that. The watering can. Where are you, Mr. Watering Can? You just call the watering can Mister? What a fun guy. This giant building just outside the window. It's the Gatewater Hotel, a high-class luxury hotel. Actually, the crime happened at the recently completed hotel in the center of town. It is the center of town, isn't it? The Gatewater Imperial. Just how far are they going to expand their empire? This is the, Nickel Samurai, right? Yeah, that's right. Mr. Nick, please take care of Mystic Maya and be her Nickel Samurai, alright? Aw. Difficult-looking legal books stand in a formidable row. They mock me. Oh, do you need to look something up? Oh, we saw this already. Ah, then they fall on her. Ah, but I can read and I'm tall, pal. What the hell? There's no P.O. in here. Please stop competing with an 8-year-old. It's disturbing. My desk. Since I don't have time to sit, it's unusually clean. Oh, I cleaned it up even more for you last night. But I can get it even more cleaner, pal. Is he looking for work? That's for the toilet. Oh, what a mess! Literally, did he get the plunger like like a toilet bowl scrubber? Oh, gum. So, what are you going to do from now on? What do you mean, pal? Well, you've been fired, right? So do you have a new job lined up yet, or? Oh, that! What am I supposed to do now, pal? I don't have anything coming in at all until my next payday. What are you talking about? You don't have another payday. Oh, shoot, pal. I guess that means I'm just gonna have to work here at your place, pal. Say what? You'll be searching for things that'll prove Mr. Enguarde's innocent all day, right? And you're missing your Maya, right? I'll fill in. I'm good, pal. I can do bits. She likes chicken sandwiches or something, right?
she likes burgers. Oh yeah, me too, pal. So yeah, I'm gonna help you, pal. I got lots of experience in investigating and watching over people's places. And I'm great at making really simple meals, pal. I'll take care of it all. Tasukete! Robin Chuan! That's raw. Come on, Mr. Nick. Let's let Mr. Scruffy Detective take care of things. Bouncy, bouncy. Okay, by the way, what's your best dish? My brains aren't currently painting a wall. Ah, come on, Dick. And you guys like to beat up on the little kid, right? He fucking knees her in the face. Ah, he'll get along fine. Instant noodles, pal. Why am I surrounded by people who only eat cheap, unhealthy foods? It's the first time I've ever seen Mr. Edgeworth act like that. Never thought he'd say something like that. He didn't care if Miss Andrews killed herself. He said that? That's horrible. Well, because of him doing that, we got the truth finally. The truth? Miss Andrews' last testimony. I wonder if that was the truth. I'll give you that there was nothing strange in her testimony itself. But I still think there's something fundamentally wrong with the whole thing. You mean about that thing, pal? Why would she want to... No, I mean, almost need to frame Mr. Enguarde. Couldn't figure that out from anything she said all day. Does she believe that Enguarde, like, was responsible for her mentor's death? Like, that's gotta be it, right? Whether or not that's true, who's to say? Then you're saying that testimony was a lie? Not a lie, per se. It just feels like there's more here than meets the eye. Oh, like Transformers! I love those guys. That's what Edgeworth would like us to believe. That's such a dirty trick! Even that woman prosecutor was better than that. Nah. At least I didn't get whipped. Franziska von Karma. Speaking of Miss von Karma, do you have any more information on her condition? Was she shot this morning? Miss von Karma was shot today on the way to the trial by a pistol, pal. It was an accident, I swear. She's gonna be fine, right? I mean, Edgeworth said she was in stable condition, but... Well, she was shot in the shoulder, so she's okay, and she's still hanging in there, but, her whipping days might be over, pal. They should be done taking the bullet out, so she's probably resting at the hospital. Which one? You know, the hospital. It's not the Hody Hospital, is it? You gonna visit her, pal? No, well, I was kind of thinking about it. Hey, you've actually got a heart, don't you? Looks like she was being tortured to death not being able to go to the trial today. Maybe good for her to if you went and let her whip you for a bit, pal. Let's go let her whip us, Mr. Nick! No! Now I'm definitely not going. Let's see. The name of the hospital. Oh yeah, oh no. The Hody Clinic. Yeah, that's what it's called. No. God, if we go there and if we're lucky if the worst thing that happens to us is getting whipped. That felt weird anime lightning for a second, pal. No, we can't go back. Oh, the Blue Badger. Look, it's my attorney's badge. Oh, it's a little tarnished, don't you think, pal?
Don't worry, I'll make it all sparkly shiny again.
I'm really touched. Could you please take a look at this?
I can't think of anything to say about this, pal. Jeez, coming out with bits is harder than I thought. How does that Maya girl do it? Why don't I make us some instant noodles instead?
That's okay, really.
Have you heard anything from the kidnapper yet?
No, not yet.
I'm sure once he hears what happened at the trial today, he'll call, pal. But remember, you can't provoke him when you get to talk to him. Good advice.
Could you take a look?
I can't think of it well, but it's the noodles. When I saw that button, I thought to myself, this is gonna prove Mr. Enguarde's guilty. Looks like there was a lot more to it than I thought, huh, pal?
You're a pro. You should know better than to say something like that.
Well, I'm not a cop anymore, just a regular helper around the office now, so...
Wonder if he misses working down at the Pre.
I miss the Pre. The gumshoe partner is gonna be awesome. I would have thought this knife Mr. Enguarde used to eat his dinner steak with. Go on. Now to be stabbed with the victim's body by Miss Andrews of all people. Guess she just hated the victim that much, huh, pal?
The question isn't why she hated the victim to that extent, but rather why she tried to pin the murder on Mr. Enguarde. I wonder if she really hates Mr. Enguarde. I don't think she does. I think she thinks she does.
So this nickel samurai was really Miss Andrews, huh?
Yes, it's either when she went to Mr. Enguarde's room to get the knife, or when she was done with the foul deed. I guess we'll never know.
It'll be okay. You'll see her again, little missy. Maybe in a body bag or something, but we'll get her body. Don't worry. Well, it's really important that you don't give up hope.
Okay.
I guess a big voice really does give you a sense of presence. I won't give up, ever.
Oh, Determa.
Cheer up. Cheer up, pal. You can't give in, little missy.
Yeah.
Hey, I know. I'll show you something cool. How's this?
Oh my god! He's gonna show her his gun!
Hey, it's a real genuine pistol. Yeah, there's bullets in it and everything. There you go. Safety's on, I think. Oh, shoot. I don't have my pistol or my police badge anymore.
Cheer up! You can't give in!
Yeah, you're right. These two are the best. People are jealous of my roguishly cool detective look, pal.
I am a little jealous of it, actually. It's a good look.
It's because of this look that I passed the detective's test, you know.
Oh.
But you know, people can't coast through life on their looks alone, pal.
Oh! Yeah, you can't count on your looks alone. Wow, I learned something new today.
Oh, that's wonderful.
She alright? After being shot, I mean?
Her wound isn't that bad. Well, the gunshot wound, anyway. With the wound of her pride? No, that's a different story, pal. Yeah, well, until now, she's always upheld the Von Karma creed. Since she came here, well, they've given her pride quite a beating, pal.
Oh.
I mean, she may act all grown up, but she's still really just an 18-year-old. Quite frankly, I worry about her, pal. She's like a daughter to me.
No, yeah, that checks out.
It's the first time I've seen that side of Mr. Edgeworth, pal. Forcing people to say what he wants them to during the testimony. I want to know what in the world happened to him all this time he's been gone.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know anything about this, pal. Never heard of her. Not a real fan of action shows or anything, but I know who Juan Corrida and Mr. Mad Enguarde are. Juan Corrida, though, he was always desperately trying to be better than Mad Enguarde. Yeah. Can't believe it. Maya getting kidnapped all because of this guy. I mean, what kind of person is the real murderer anyway?
Maybe they're a big fan of Mr. Enguarde?
In some Rocky Port trial? Raw!
But the kidnapper's voice. He sounded like an old man to me. Oh yeah? I thought it was more like, hello, detective. Thought he sounded like a milquetoast bitch.
No, I don't know anything about her, pal. My impression of her has totally changed, pal.
So where is she right now?
I'm sure she's being questioned down at the pre. At the very least about messing with the body and obstructing the investigation and all. And she'll probably be staying over at the detention center.
Detention center, huh?
She was Miss Adrian Andrews' mentor.
Because of the suicide of the mentor she depended on. Adrian Andrews tried to follow her in an attempted suicide. Now the question is, who is Miss Andrews relying on now? Interesting. Hey, I think we're gonna wrap it up there for a night. We're just about 3 hours. We'll continue with the investigation next time.
Boo, 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 boo. I'm sleepy.
Hopefully that full healed us, right? Or no, probably not, right? We only get full healed from doing the Cyclox. Excellent. Hey, that's gonna do it for tonight. Clap. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Zebra with the resub. Thank you very much, Zebra. I appreciate it. And Snack. Oh, with the 54 months in a row. Holy hell, that's a lot of months. I appreciate it. Thank you guys both. And thank you guys for being in the chat and watching. I appreciate. I'll be back. Man, what is happening in this game? Like, I'm still. So if Andrews didn't kill him, who did? If it's the same guy that kidnapped Maya, why would they want? You'd think he would want. He would be fine with Mad Enguarde taking the blame, you know? Unless he's like, oh, it's got to be me. It's a Phoenix's test. What if it's Von Karma? What if he escaped? What if it's Elder Von Karma? Like, who would have the motive? Why would they do this? Would they know to kidnap Maya? Like, was it Maggie Bird? Max Hammer? I don't know. I guess we'll figure it out next time. Maybe. Probably not. I'll be back tomorrow night with more Doom Eternal. So that's tomorrow, Wednesday the 7th, for more Doom Eternal. I think we'll probably start up on the DLC. I don't know if I'll do the master levels, because it's just the same level but like harder, I guess. There's probably just more enemies, and there's no like trophy or anything like for it, so I don't know if I'll do those. We'll see. Probably not, but maybe. But I think we're gonna start the DLC. We're gonna start Ancient Gods Part 1. We got a lot of Doom left to go. I don't know how long each of these DLC parts are. I would guess they would be maybe like 5 missions, maybe like 5 levels. I think all in all, we could have like a whole nother like base game campaign left to play through. And according to Snack, they're really fucking hard. Hey, alright, Will, I'm glad you appreciate it. I liked it too. And so yeah, we'll do that. And then I'll be back Monday, the 12th, with more Kingdom Hearts, learning the speed run. We're gonna finish up our initial, like, getting through kind of semi-speedily stuff while setting up some strategic save points. And then depending on how long it, like, takes me, we'll figure out what I'm gonna do from the rest. I'm actually really annoyed because I went and I, like, I published the stream afterwards, and there was a bunch of little chunks of it that were muted, and I couldn't figure out why. And I was like, I don't remember this happening when I streamed it the last time. And so I went back to like my old streams of KH1, and there were like no mutes through like the whole thing. And then like when I beat the game, the fucking simple and clean in the ending was muted. And then like the stream after that, and there was like a couple of more streams we did after the end, then all of a sudden there were like also a bunch of little sections throughout that were muted. And they were very random. So I was like, did they just start cracking down on it for some reason? So I don't know. I'm a little annoyed by it. So we might have to, like, I don't know, turn the in-game volume like way down somehow, to hopefully avoid that. I'm not, it's whatever, but it's, it's annoying. So we'll see. There's a couple of things that I know, like, I won't let play. Like, I won't sit on the main menu and, like, let that video play, because I think that was one of the ones that got caught. But it was so weird. There didn't seem to be any, like, particular rhyme or reason. They were just, like, random, like, chunks throughout. There didn't seem to be any, like, I was like, is it like a battle theme? But, like, battle themes would play in other parts just fine. I don't know. Maybe was I singing a song too well? Who could know? So that's annoying. But I'll be back on Monday with that, and then next Tuesday with more of this. Lots of fun stuff coming up. That's it. I've rambled on enough. Big love, everybody. Bye-bye. Mwah.